Welcome back to Some Offense Intended. I'm Jeremy Robinson.
I am Mike Mick.
So I got a little bit of information about my shoulder from the MRI.
Anything good?
Yes and no. Because I wasn't sure if I wanted my rotator cuff to be torn or not, and as weird as that sounds. Because if it's torn, that's the issue. Fix it.
Yeah.
And then it's however long for recovery, but I know what it is, and it's fixable.
Yeah.
So my rotator cuff is not torn, so that's good. But now what?
Yeah. So now what the problem?
So I guess I have degeneration of my AC joint. That's like the knobby part of your shoulder that sits on top. So I think it's like less cartilage than it should have.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
And most of the muscles and tendons that are in my shoulder area are inflamed and swollen to the point where the bone is swollen.
Ouch.
Yeah. So
I didn't know bones could swell.
Yeah, me either. Until this. Apparently it's like a swelling in the marrow.
That makes sense.
So I have a call with my doctor on Wednesday. So by the time this comes out, it'll be last week.
Yeah.
Okay, great. It's not torn. What do I do to fix it? Because from what I've looked up, everything that was listed in the MRI results should be about 6 to 8 weeks of recovery. But I've had this issue for a while because I just use everything like normal.
Yeah.
Like I'm not injured. So if it's going to have to be like wear a sling for 2 months straight and don't use your arm, it's going to be pretty difficult.
Yeah.
But I'd do it if it makes it better.
Yeah. Hopefully.
Yeah, so they offered cortisone shots. I'm like, it doesn't hurt. Like, it's uncomfortable. It's annoying.
Yeah.
Like, every once in a while, maybe once a week, it'll be like a 30-second, like, stabbing pain. And it'll go away just as fast. But cortisone degenerates your joints quicker also, but it relieves pain. I'm like,
oh, yeah.
So it's a worse than better thing. So I'm like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
It's also not a pleasant shot to get from what I hear.
Yeah, because they have to dump it in your joint, so it's got to be a big needle, and it has to go like all the way into.
They move it around to get to the parts that are affected.
Yeah, I've had that trying to get labs done, and I guess I was dehydrated-ish, probably very dehydrated. And this lady, phlebotomist, I would assume, I would hope, because she was trying to draw blood.
Yeah,
digging around in my right arm with the fucking needle.
Ouch.
And so, like, the first couple times she missed it, and I'm like, it's kind of normal. I'm like, okay, that's fine. The third time she went in, she was digging around and twanged a nerve. Like, it felt like a guitar string from my shoulder to my hand.
Ouch.
And just like, oh, fuck! And just, like, balled up my other hand. I wasn't going to hit her, I don't think. But, like, it hurt bad.
Yeah.
And she, like, as soon as that happened, like, she pulled it out. She goes, I'm going to go get somebody else. I'm like, that's a great idea. Thank you. And this other lady started with the other arm, and first try, got it. So I'm like, I don't know if she's having an off day. My arm was having an off. I don't know. Yeah. But it was a bad combination that I don't recommend, playing your nerves like a guitar.
No, yeah, it's probably a good idea to not do that.
Yeah, no, that's not it.
Yeah, I've always been lucky when it comes to having my arm stuck with needles, that they've always been able to get the vein right away.
Well, because I normally try to go like first thing in the morning, because most of the time you have to fast before it. So first thing in the morning is when you're the most dehydrated, period. Yeah. Because you just slept, you haven't drank any liquids in between 5 and 10 hours, however much you slept. So this last time, they had a little bit of trouble getting it, but they were like, your veins feel super rubbery. Like, how much water did you drink this morning? Like, I mean, it's one of these cups if you're watching on YouTube.
Yeah.
But, I don't know, 24 ounces, would you say? 30 ounces?
Yeah.
And they're like, okay, well, next time, drink 2 or 3 of those and an hour before you come. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I can't just wake up and go get labs done. So we'll have to see. Because I think it'll be like a month before I go do them again.
A couple times I've had my water bottle sitting next to my bed because I wake up and my nose is stuffy, so I have to breathe through my mouth while I'm sleeping. And my mouth is really dry when I wake up.
Yeah, that happens when you mouth breathe in your sleep.
It's not a conscious thing. It's not like I try to do it.
Yeah, no, I normally end up sleeping with my mouth open. Like, I'll go to sleep with my mouth closed and wake up dry mouth.
Oh, I hate it.
It's annoying.
It happened a couple days, and it was super. One of the days it was drier than I think I've ever had it.
There's a company that they call it mouth tape. It's like, I don't know, about that big, a little bit bigger than your lips. Mm-hmm. And it's to like tape your mouth shut so your mouth stays shut while you're sleeping.
Yeah, in that case, I wouldn't have been able to breathe because my nose was clogged. Nothing was going in and out of my nose.
Well, so maybe you wouldn't use it during those times.
Well, that's when it happens. It's when my nose gets stuffed up.
It's almost whenever I sleep.
It doesn't happen all the time.
Oh.
But this time of year it does, so that's why I started putting the water next to the bed.
Yeah.
I had a spare water bottle that I don't use at work, so I figured I might as well. I mean, I actually was carrying 2 in my bag for a while.
Yeah.
They're the self-cleaning ones.
You cleaned it in one and then dump the clean water in this one and then super clean it, or do you just like alternate which ones you drink out of?
If I want to re-clean
Keep your options open.
You just hit the button twice.
Yeah, but maybe one of them's not as efficient as the other, so you clean it before you throw it in this one and clean it.
They're both efficient.
How do you know? You're not a scientist.
That's what you think.
So I was supposed to go to the DMV this morning. Last night, yesterday I woke up. I was only awake for maybe like 8 hours, 10 hours.
Yeah.
Because get home from work, sleep, got up, did a couple things, and I'm like, okay, nap on and off. I'm like, I'm going to sleep for like 4 hours before I get up, do a couple things in the garage, go to the DMV, get moving permits, and then come back, do a couple more things, then do the podcast. I could not sleep. It was one of the first times that it's happened, because it's pretty often like, okay, it's time to sleep. Like, I might have to fight it for like half an hour. For like an hour and a half, couldn't really sleep. And I got new pillows. So that help with like shoulder, neck, back stuff.
Yeah.
So I finally got to sleep at like 4-ish. I didn't wake up till noon. Slept through like 6 alarms. And I only woke up at noon because a friend of mine called me.
The alarms didn't get you, but the friend did.
Yeah, that's how it used to be for a long time. It is a phone call I would wake up for. I could sleep through 12 alarms. 5 minutes after that 12th alarm, if somebody calls me, I'll wake up instantly. So I'm hoping it's just I was really tired. It took a while to go to sleep and a new pillow that all mixed in for that like mandatory 8 hours of sleep. Because I don't want to go back to the skipped over alarms and wake up late freaking out.
There was a time that I alarm would not wake me up. I would just sleep through it. I was late for a lot of things back then. I would not wake up. It was just, and I'd be like, how the hell does this happen? How do I wake up? And the alarm just is off. And I'm not, I know it went off.
Yeah.
It's set.
So.
And it wasn't my phone. It was like an alarm clock. A loud alarm clock.
I might have to go back to using my alarm clock.
And I'm like, did I wake up and turn the thing off and not remember this?
Like, most of the time they stop after a while.
Yeah, well.
Like 10 minutes, but. Yeah, so if my sleep keeps improving, like, because I felt good when I woke up, I'll have to let you know and people know what that pillow is. Because it's pretty nice.
Well, my sleep has not improved. My sleep has not been good. I did sleep some today.
What you get for bragging about 4 hours of sleep all the time.
Well, but I still wake up. It's the waking up that's not the problem. And I wasn't bragging. I was just stating fact.
I can live off of 4 hours of sleep.
No, I didn't say that. I didn't want to do that. It's just I would fall asleep and I'd wake up and couldn't get back to sleep. And you're like, well, why do you set your alarm? I don't fucking set an alarm. I haven't set an alarm in a long time.
Because you only need 4 hours of sleep, so you just wake up, oh, let's get it.
Yeah, I also don't drink energy drinks.
See?
But no, I've been sleeping longer than 4 hours lately.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like 4 hours and 5 minutes, or are we talking about like a couple hours longer than 4?
Like 5, 6.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's better.
Yeah. That's why I wasn't here as early as...
You feeling better after you sleep 6 hours instead of 4 hours?
No, I feel about the same.
Ah, see, that's inefficient.
Its problem is I can't sleep straight through. I always wake up a few times in between.
You were talking to me about checking out dispensaries. You're going to see if like CBD oil or...
Yeah. I meant to do that yesterday and I never did. I meant to go and I didn't.
I think they work. They work pretty well. They have some that are that's CBD and CBG. CBG is more of like a muscle relaxer, part of the cannabinoid, and almost no THC, and it had melatonin in it a little bit.
Yeah.
And I think it was like you're supposed to eat one gummy like 30 minutes before sleep. It's like when I first got them, I had one and it worked fucking great. And then the second time, it just started getting me wired. First, I don't know why I am the way I am. So I was like, fine, I'll start taking 2. And that started working pretty well. And then there was only 4 left in the bottle the last time I took it. So I'm like, I need to sleep. And I'm not feeling like I should. Like, I'll be able to sleep very well. So I took all 4 gummies. And that was the hardest fight to wake up. I slept for like 12 hours. That was the hardest fight to wake up that I've had in years. I'm like, that's okay. Maybe 4 was a bit much.
Yeah. Maybe don't go past 3.
Yeah. But I've been doing CBD oil and some mushrooms like lion's mane, cordyceps. I think the other ones are like reishi, shiitake, like the regular shrooms.
Shiitake are good mushrooms.
I feel like it's actually doing a lot. Like it's less kind of brain fog, better, just overall focus.
That's always a good thing.
Yeah.
So, speaking of brain fog, person in front of me at one point must have had it because I was driving home from Walmart, and there's a right turn, and there's a light there. The light is rarely ever green, and when it does turn green, it's not green for very long. But you can turn right on red. This guy pulls up to it. Of course, he's in front of me. He decides to stop, and it's sit there. No cars are coming at all. Thing is wide open. You can go. He's just sitting there. And sitting there. And sitting there. Guess what else he was doing?
On his phone?
No, just sitting there.
Picking his nose?
No, just sitting there. So I'm like this. I'm going, what the fuck? He eventually starts going. And then I thought to myself, you know what? If you're driving your car and you don't need to be anywhere, and you want to just sit there and look at the red lights or the green lights or the yellow lights, you know what you do? You pull into a parking lot, put it in fucking park, and look across the street. Watch the lights from there. Get the fuck out of my way. Yeah. I solved the problem there.
That's a pretty good...
traffic problem solved.
Pretty good way to solve it there.
Oh, you had to see today. I went and stopped and picked up my Dr. Pepper. First place, of course, out of Dr. Pepper. Second week in a row. Fuck them. And then I go to Smith's down the street here. Leaving there, I've never seen so many people come in. I'm sitting there at the stoplight, stop sign, waiting to be able to turn out of the parking lot.
Yeah.
So many cars pulled in. I don't know. It's like, do they have some great sale that I missed?
No, it's a fairly common.
But I've never seen it like that. I've stopped on the way here, and usually maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah, but no, it's a time of day, and because the light before the Smiths dumps everybody, sometimes it'll be forever, and that's why, like, depending on the time of day and like how traffic is when I get to Smiths,
yeah,
I'll just turn right out of Smiths and come the back way through the parking lot, all squiggly.
Yeah, I would just. It's like one group comes through, and I'm like, finally, I get to go. No, next group comes.
Yeah.
And then next group. I'm like.
And then as you're finally about to be able to go, somebody comes from the other direction, turning left into the parking lot. I'm like, okay, well, they have the right of way, so I still can't go.
Yeah. I eventually got out of the parking lot. I made it. I'm here.
Oh, you are?
Yeah.
That's a good thing I waited.
We got a new follower on our Facebook for our podcast. I just saw as you were talking a moment ago, it popped up on my watch.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Thank you. random person.
No, it's somebody I do know. It's somebody I know from when I lived in Omaha.
Well, to me, it's a random person.
Yeah. That reminds me of somebody that both of us know. He came up to the table and he gave a fist bump to everybody at the table, and he goes to Nathan and gives him a face bump.
A face bump? I think that's called hitting somebody in the face, Mike.
That's called a punch. A fist bump. And Nathan's like, yeah, random person.
I believe I know who that person is. Every now and then, a punch might not be.
Every once in a while, somebody needs a punch.
Oh, yeah. Ask Buckner. It's often, and it's not just a regular punch, it's a throat punch.
Yeah, he likes the throat punch.
That's a really good shirt.
He's
Throat punch Thursday.
He seemed to always wear it on the last day of the week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Throat punch donor.
Oh, he had that one too.
Yeah.
Throat punch donor, and then I think there was like throat punch Thursday or something.
Yeah, but the donor one was always on the last day of the week.
Yeah. It was great.
And finish up the week strong. Speaking of the end of the week, next pay week, we're going to be going to breakfast again. So you're invited.
Depending on when that is, I don't have a calendar in front of me.
Well, it's not this upcoming week, it's a week after that.
I'll have to look after this.
All right.
Thanks. Appreciate the invite.
And we're going to a place I haven't been to yet.
What's it called?
Los Altos. I know it's also a street name.
Okay.
I knew that was coming. I've seen the place.
I've seen the road.
I've heard it's good. I was right over next to there. I'd stopped at the Bank of America near there. It's near the Walmart on Pyramid.
I figured. That's where Los Altos is.
Yeah.
So Stanley Cup is over.
Yes, and
the Knights won by a little bit.
Yeah, it was a pretty close game. I was on the edge of my seat watching that last one.
9-3.
Yeah.
So what was it, like 6 minutes and 43 seconds left in the third period? Florida pulled their goalie.
Yes.
To try to like heavy push. Could
have had nothing to lose at that point.
I think it was within 2 minutes. They only had the goalie pulled for 2 minutes because they realized it was a mistake. Within the first 20 seconds, Vegas slap-shotted two goals, or two shots.
Two shots that missed.
From their side. One hit the post.
Yeah.
It was so close. And then one was like a foot wide.
Yeah.
And then, so they did...
Same player, by the way.
Yeah, they did 4 shots total in 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And they made one of them.
Yeah, and the one, it rolled.
Yeah.
It was so cool the way it did. And it kind of turned. It went right into it. And that was a hat trick.
Yeah, by Stone.
Yeah. I looked at buying one of the hockey sweaters for him recently.
Nice.
But I want the March Assault one more.
I don't know. I know a lot of their names, but I don't know if I have.
It's just March Assault. He's been there since the very beginning, since the franchise started. He's always been a popular player. I always liked him.
I was going to say something else. Oh, if when Florida pulled their goalie, if Vegas pulled their goalie too, it'd have been like 12-3.
Yeah,
because it's just
that would have just put their goalie back in.
Immediately. It's insane. Like the switch when they switch flip the switch. I can't even talk. When Vegas flips the switch and just turns on the aggression, it's a wildly different game.
Well, they were faster, more aggressive, bigger, stronger. I mean,
I'm honestly surprised and impressed that Florida played a clean game.
I thought they were going to start getting chippy towards the end. I thought they were going to start
figured
fights
the
and stuff.
third period was going to be solid penalties.
Just penalties,
fights, not all the time.
But I thought things were going to go our way when the first goal that Las Vegas scored was a shorthanded goal.
Yeah.
Yeah. On power plays, you're not supposed to be giving up goals. You're supposed to be getting goals.
So there should be extra points. Speaking of power plays, there should be extra points when the other team has a power play, and this happened in that game too. Florida had a power play. That was a shorthanded goal. That was the first goal of the game. Was it?
Yeah.
I don't remember. So Florida had a power play. So Vegas had 4 in the goalie against Florida's 5 in the goalie. and Vegas still scored.
Yeah, that's a shorthanded goal.
That should be extra points.
Yeah, that would be nice, but yeah.
Because I saw it like on the stats, like it says shorthanded goal.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know it meant like shorthanded, like team wise.
Yeah.
I thought it was like shorthanded, like closer to the fucking goal.
They had they did it all. They had a shorthanded, they had a one-timer. One-timer, that's when you, a quick pass and then you just immediately shoot.
Yeah, the super quick slap.
That was a nice one. That was one of the hat trick. I was happy there was a hat trick because we wanted a hat trick in the other game that we watched. So in the game one.
The last time that somebody got a hat trick and won the Stanley Cup in the winning game of the Stanley Cup, 1922.
Yeah.
It's been 101 years.
And the last time that somebody had gotten a hat trick was in like 97, and it was Forsberg. But it wasn't in the final game for him.
Yeah. And I guess this is the first time in like 20-ish years that the Stanley Cup has been awarded on home ice also.
Yeah. I'm glad it was.
Yeah.
That was awesome. Plus, I was able to watch the last game.
Yeah, because if it went another game, we'd have been at work.
Yeah.
I just watched it.
It was the second and the second and the last game I was able to watch.
Yeah. I watched almost all of them.
I had I kept looking at the score from time to time when I could. Keeping up on what's going on.
Update your watch to be able to play videos and just constantly look at your wrist the whole time.
Yeah, when I'm using power equipment, people wouldn't like that.
That'd be still probably be better at it than most of the people there.
Oh yeah. And I wouldn't hit walls.
Ridiculous amount of dumb.
I find it interesting is how some of the people, they've gotten in trouble because they're not on their equipment anymore and they're walking around with a laptop looking for boxes.
Yep.
Yeah. We know somebody who lost their certification recently.
Well, there's a lot of people that do.
No, it happens all the time.
It's often.
Yeah. But we know somebody who's lost it often and lost it again recently. Really good driver, too.
No.
No, I know.
What was it? A couple things I had on the notes list. So one of my favorite supervisors, he was a soup at Best Buy.
Yeah.
And it's like he introduced me to a lot of metal bands. Like we trade metal band favor of like listen to this one. Like, oh, you haven't heard them? Back and forth. Great sense of humor. Like I think he used to listen to the Joe Rogan podcast, and this is back in like 2009. Like soon after he first started it, I think. And he was telling me one time he went to the grocery store. This favorite fucking story of his. He went to the grocery store, got all his groceries. He's unloading the groceries into his cart, into his car.
Mm-hmm.
Before he started, he put the key in so we can start listening to the podcast again while he's unloading it.
Yeah.
And they're talking about, like one of the guys is talking about like being afraid of doing anal. And like talking like why? What? He's like, I'm afraid of pissing shit snakes. And this mom's walking past with this like 5-year-old kid, and hears that she's like gets super triggered and offended.
Oh,
like,
of course,
I kind of understand, like a little bit. So like, how dare you, this and that, and like whatever. He's like, oh, I'm sorry. Looks at the kid dead in the eyes, goes, welcome to the fucking real world. Gets in his car and leaves.
Nice. Well done. Well played.
Yeah.
It's not like he's doing the show. He turns the show. He doesn't know they're going to say something like that.
Yeah.
What, is he supposed to just not listen to anything? Fuck that.
Oh, there was a cuss word. Let's turn it down. I'm in public.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't have just been planning on hearing that on Joe Rogan. I've heard things on Joe Rogan. I don't know if
it was Joe Rogan or not. I know that was like his favorite one to listen to.
But I was going to say I could hear something like that being said on
100%.
On Howard Stern. Yeah, absolutely. Because I've heard shit like that.
Yeah.
I used to listen to Howard Stern a lot. I still like Howard Stern. I just don't have a subscription.
He's got a weird sense of humor.
Like, I enjoy it.
It's a decent sense of humor, but it's a lot of the stuff's just like crude for the point of being crude, not even funny crude. It's weird.
He had somebody on there, and they had to guess what was different about her. She was from Australia, and apparently she's a call girl. But they had she had an abnormality, I'll call it, and it turns out that she was born with 2 vaginas.
Wow.
Yeah. So she was the one for her professional life and the other one for her personal relationship.
What? I don't understand.
But they had to guess what was different about her, and Ronnie, the limo driver, he was so excited about the idea of having 2 of them there. And apparently I think it has all the parts. Like, she could be pregnant out of both.
That's interesting.
That's weird, but kind of cool at the same time.
That's really odd.
Yeah. But you had to hear all the people guessing and stuff. It was good shit.
Huh. I might have to look it up.
Yeah.
I still need Josh to start doing video editing. Damn it, Josh.
I think what you mean to say is Josh, please.
Josh now.
Yeah, same thing.
I
really do like that shirt.
Yeah. It works especially well with like the lights over there this time, so it makes it look.
Yeah, just wash me out with the light
on the video.
Yeah, one time I almost bought that shirt on Amazon, and then I saw you had it. I'm like, no, we can't have the same shirt. We can't show up to work with the same shirt.
I don't wear this to work.
Well, either way, we can't show up to the podcast wearing the same shirt. I went with
That's fair.
I went with anime today. I went with Tokyo Ghoul.
I still haven't finished watching that. I think I'm like.
I've got a few episodes left. I like the show though.
It was pretty good. I can't just sit there and watch shit for forever anymore.
Yeah.
Which is I like that I can't do that anymore because that was such a waste of time.
I used to binge watch things a lot more. I haven't been able to do it in a while.
I'd watch like 3 series a week.
Yeah.
Like not seasons.
Series. I know. I used to be able to do it, but I haven't been able to do it in a while. Sometimes I don't even want to start a series because it'll take me fucking forever to get through it now.
Yeah. I think I've got like 3 or 4 episodes into the last season of Smallville. Because I still haven't even finished that.
Yeah.
Which is impressive to me that I didn't just instantly finish it.
The thing I like about Smallville is you can, like, if you're a fan of Superman like me, immediately you hear the name Smallville, and you know Superman's from Smallville, Kansas.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like Superman. Superman's cool.
Oh, I was thinking there was more to that.
No.
That's why you liked Smallville?
No, that's one thing I like about the thing. It's like, you don't even have to tell me that it's Superman. I already know because it's called Smallville.
Andy's seen it.
I saw the first season. I haven't seen anything. I saw it when it first aired. That was a while back.
I still haven't even watched Mandalorian season 3. Because it's just, I don't know. With how everything else has gone that they've done, like Mandalorian was the best of what they did, but it got frustrating and disappointing-ish. So, I don't know. I'm excited for Ahsoka, or whatever the fuck they're going to name that one.
I got annoyed by, everybody thought it was cute when they were in the season 2 when they're transporting that dude with his little eggs.
Oh, the genocide?
Yeah. Yeah, he's eating all these eggs, and so everybody's like, oh, look how cute. I'm like, he's wiping out an entire fucking race.
Yeah, it's adorable genocide, Mike. Yeah, it's okay to be both.
Okay.
It's to show that not even baby Grogu, I still hate that name, is not perfect.
Well, I never said he was.
Grogu. Like Roger's kid.
Yeah.
As soon as I heard that name, I'm like, nope.
It's not even Roger's kid. It's Roger's cyst.
Yeah, Roger's kid. Yeah.
But people could still call it Baby Yoda.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's not Yoda. It's not Baby Yoda. If you look at the timeline, Yoda's already gone.
Yeah.
And you can't say, well, maybe Yoda came back, because I don't know if you watched, but Yoda was talking to Luke in one of the movies.
Yeah, and they said Grogu was like 120 or something, like, but he's still an infant. Which I think takes away from the characterist, like the character building of it. If this species is an infant for the first 200 fucking years, 500 years of its life.
Yeah,
that means Yoda was like 10 when he died. Because Yoda was like 900 something.
Yeah.
So if you're making it that Grogu's an infant all the way up to 200 years, that's...
So you're saying Yoda didn't make it to puberty?
Yeah, that's ridiculous.
Yeah, that is ridiculous.
Like, I can see, like, okay, he's 30.
That's very slow development.
Yeah, I can see, like, oh, he's 30. And that would still be an acceptable ratio.
Yeah.
Of 30 to 900.
You got to wonder about...
learning, but I think that's just wild.
You got to wonder about Chewbacca, because they live a long time, too.
Yeah.
When did he get out of being a toddler and be an adolescent?
You want to know one of the most insulting things as a Star Wars fan that somebody had said recently?
What? Who's Boba Fett? No, I'm kidding.
No, like it was one of the producers or directors of like the whole Disney operation behind all the.
Oh, are you talking about the one who's like, we don't have a lot of?
Yeah, there's no. We have to create like all kinds of stuff because there's no information about like the back history of almost anything.
Could somebody send over to Barnes and Noble?
Like, bro, there are so many fucking books.
So many.
That were canonized by Lucas.
Yeah, I don't even know where to start. I've thought about doing those books, but I don't even know where to go. There's so many.
A lot of them.
There's so many. It's like, I don't...
I think I have probably 90 books that are all Star Wars.
I just don't know which one to start at, you know?
And a lot of the later ones, like the newer ones, in the beginning, they have a chronological order, like hierarchy of where in the history of Star Wars all the books go.
Yeah.
So like it'll go all the way from the beginning of the first book, then lead up, then like episode 1, episode 2, like Clone Wars.
Yeah.
All the Clone Wars books, episode 3, episode 4, episode 5, and then like the Young Jedi Knights starts, and then episode 6, and then like all the other ones, like the X-Wing saga in the middle. Like it's a really cool timeline.
Yeah.
And there's some really good books.
I'm going to finish the books that I'm working on Audible. Then I'll be able to switch over to something else.
I think the Tales of the Bounty Hunter trilogy was one of the best that I've read. Because it goes more into Boba Fett. It goes into IG-88, the assassin robot that gained sentience.
Yeah.
That became a bounty hunter. It goes into Bosk, the Trandoshan that's standing on the bridge with Boba Fett when they send all the bounty hunters after Leia and Han. I can't remember the dude's name. Dengar, with the bandages on his head.
Yeah.
It goes in depth on him. Like it's a really cool 3-book series.
But I'm going to finish, like I said, I'm going to finish Expeditionary Force. And then I have a book from a former mafia capo. I'm going to listen to his book. And then I can go into Star Wars.
Is it called Forget About It?
It should be. I like that.
Because it's an animated show. It's hilarious.
I like the name.
You haven't seen that show?
No.
Bro.
I don't think I have.
I'll have to find it and send it to you. It's hilarious.
Yeah.
They get he was a capo, and then he turned state's witness and went into witness protection in Regina, Saskatchewan.
Nice.
And it's about them like trying not to get back into like the mafia lifestyle in Canada. It's fucking great.
I gotta see that. There's I've told you about this guy before. He does a series on YouTube where he talks about different mafia movies and critiques them.
Yeah.
And like the ones that are about real people, he's like, oh yeah, I knew him. And he'll talk about what the real person was like. Like he describes Henry Hill as being completely different than he is in Goodfellas.
I don't remember which one Henry Hill was in Goodfellas.
He's a main
I think
character.
I've seen it twice. Okay.
Yeah. Ray Liotta.
What?
The actor.
Oh, Ray Liotta. I didn't hear at all the first part of what you said.
All right. And then he also talks about the guy that was played by Joe Pesci.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was talking about, he was like, people like him that were You didn't know where they were going to go. They could just go off and just start killing people. Well, they don't last long. Usually in the mafia, is what he was saying, because people can't trust them.
Yeah.
Because you don't know what they're going to do.
Means something's fucking wrong upstairs.
Yeah.
Light bulb flickering.
Yeah, he thought he was going to be made, and then he gets killed in the movie. You should watch the movie again. It's good.
There's a lot of things I need to watch, and that's...
But, yeah, he also talked... but it's cool hearing him. He talked about the Iceman. He's like, nope, that's not him at all. This is all fabricated. Like, even the FBI has no link between him and actual mafia. This guy's just a fucking mass murderer. He's not a hitman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember you telling me about that.
That guy was awful. Sometimes you should look up the Iceman tapes. Shit this guy talks about. It's just crazy. Oh, yeah. Yeah, I poisoned that guy. Oh, you going to eat that? Yeah. There's multiple people, and he was the guy I told you about who killed people, killed homeless people to practice different ways on how to kill people.
Yeah, I mean, not saying that's okay, but if you were going to do it.
But, I mean, it's just, there's not going to be as many people looking for the person.
Yeah.
It could go unnoticed for a long time.
Yeah, if you kill a drifter, it's going to be a while.
Yeah.
That's what I've learned from movies.
Yeah.
You always get a drifter.
But you got to watch out, because that drifter
from,
could
like
be...
Rat Race.
That drifter could be John Rambo. And then you got a whole fucking problem.
Yeah, like in Rat Race, they tried to...
I never actually watched that.
What? That movie's hilarious.
I've never seen it.
You have to watch that. That movie's hilarious.
I can't remember why I didn't watch it. It's
got Mr. Bean in it. You gotta watch it.
There's something in there I didn't want to watch.
Was it John...
I don't remember.
He always talks like this.
No.
I don't remember what his fucking name is. But yeah, no, that's a great movie.
I've heard it's good. I think I've seen small bits of it. Tiny bit.
I've had a note here for a while, and I don't know how I'm going to tie it in, because it's a joke of, like, imagine if you were a diabetic vampire. Like, you can't really eat fat people.
Yeah.
Can't eat, like, somebody just had a box of donuts, and you bite into somebody, and you're like, that would be the worst. Like, if vampires were possible, and then if diabetic vampires were possible, because technically vampires are dead, so I don't think you can have diabetes if you're dead.
Yeah, but Simpsons did something similar, but not quite the same. They did, this vampire bit Homer, and Homer is not in good shape.
Yeah.
So yeah, he, the bad cholesterol killed the vampire.
And it reset Homer's cholesterol settings.
Yeah, Homer ended up being a vampire also, but since Homer's fat, when he turned into a bat, he couldn't really fly. It's one of the Treehouse of Horror episodes. The Simpsons, which I love the show, their Treehouse of Horror episodes are some of the best ones, because I always do 3 mini stories in between it.
Are those around Halloween, I would assume?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Season 2 is the first year that they did it.
Out of 40 seasons?
33, I think.
Oh, my bad.
It's getting there. But the first season, the first episode was a Christmas episode. So you couldn't really do Halloween because you weren't there yet.
Well, I mean, it's just like somebody that was listening to the podcast was like, yeah, what did he say? This year's July 4th episode was my favorite.
Yeah. Oh, it was even better than last year. So, yeah, like, that's good, because we didn't do it last year. Yeah. We didn't start the podcast. We just started the podcast last month, so we couldn't.
Yeah, it's just been popping up on my memories on Facebook of, like, picking names and doing all that.
Yeah.
Like, although we've now recorded for over a year, we're now at a year.
Yeah.
Because I don't know exactly what date we started.
The first episode we posted was on June 22nd. I looked back on Spotify one day to see.
Oh, okay.
That wasn't just right in my memory.
That's like What, in 3 days?
Yeah. And that episode
a
was
day we go to
originally going to
work.
just be a
Yeah.
practice episode. We were just going to
Yeah.
try the equipment out. We ended up getting an hour, so we're like, yeah, let's go ahead and
fuck
post it. I thought it was a good episode, too.
I thought so.
We laughed a lot during that
Lots
one.
of people, I would imagine the first episode of a podcast has normally the most listens because that's where people want to start.
Yeah.
But that by far
Yeah, it's
has
not even
the
close.
most listens. By
Yeah.
far. Like, I don't know if this is going to fuck stuff up if I do it.
I hope not.
While we're recording, try to open a new tab.
I can still see the voice.
Give me the mouse.
The mouse is in your hand. Google.
Who cares? Move. Cancel. Shut up.
Happy Juneteenth, everybody.
I have questions.
People can be happy today.
I just have questions because nobody's ever heard of it till like last year, but it's been a thing since 1865.
Yeah, I hadn't heard about it until a couple years ago, right around the start of the pandemic.
It might have been like 2 or 3 years ago, yeah.
Right around the start of the pandemic.
Like a lot of friends that are like, yeah, I've never heard of it before either.
I know of one person we both know who knew of it, but I had never heard of it.
Yeah, so episode 1 has 95 listens.
Yeah, I knew it was in the 90s.
And then
So it's got
58,
3 more since the last time I
and
looked.
35.
But
Yeah.
TNT and TBS and one of their other one of their other networks, they're all playing Juneteenth movies.
What is that?
Well, apparently, the first part of the day for TNT, Juneteenth movies means Will Smith movies.
What?
I looked at to see what was going to be on today.
So it's just because Black History Month.
Like Hancock was on.
Black actor movies.
Gemini Man.
I really wanted to like Gemini Man. It was not good.
Yeah, I wanted it to be good. But then, apparently, though, all day long, because when they said they're going to play the movies all day long, apparently...
They meant for 8 hours?
No, no, on TNT, it's literally all day long. But on TBS, apparently, the day ends at 7 p.m. because they go straight from that to Big Bang Theory. And that's Big Bang Theory's a Juneteenth show.
Yeah, for sure.
It's about science. Not really about science, but there are scientists in it.
Scientists.
Yeah.
One of them is.
Yeah, actually, one of them really is.
Farrah Fowler.
Yeah.
Is that her real name? I can't remember.
No, I can't. I'll mess it up if I try to say it right now. But she's Amy Farrah Fowler on the show.
Yeah.
And I told you before she was Blossom in the past, but you didn't believe me.
I don't know who that is.
That was an old TV show.
We've had a conversation about this before?
Yes.
I wasn't here.
I mentioned that she played a character named Blossom, and you're like, no, she's too young to do that.
Blossom, the Powerpuff Girls?
No, Blossom, the TV series, Blossom.
I really don't recall this conversation.
Yeah. Well, trust me, she was on it. I haven't double-checked it. I looked it up on IMDb. Have you ever looked up your own name on IMDb?
There's many Jeremy Robinsons.
Yeah, I looked it up. There's a director with my first and last name.
Yep, he did, if I remember right, he did Preacher. And
Possibly.
I've seen it a couple other times because I took a picture and sent it to you like, oh, congratulations.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like...
I like the show Preacher, though.
There's like 3 authors that are Jeremy Robinson. I think there's like a movie producer, director also. Like it's not an uncommon name.
Have you ever worked with another Jeremy Robinson?
No.
See, I worked with another Mike McGowan. Yeah.
Well, and it's not a super common last name either. That I've encountered at least.
Well, it's funny because I actually one of the things at that same job, we took people's phone books. There used to be books that had people's telephone numbers in them, and you could look them up.
Yeah.
That was a thing. But so we would take the recycle ones and put them in the back of this trailer, and somebody had to go out there and take these books and put them in boxes because there'd be just piles of them just ready to fall off the back of this trailer.
Right.
So I'd be back there and I'd be throwing them in there, and of course most of them would be from the area. every once in a while I'd run across one from another state, so I'd look up and see my last name in it. And I saw some people with the same first name. Like I saw one from Toledo, and I saw one from just all sorts of different places.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a way to kill time instead of work.
Especially if you look outside your current city, like you're gonna find others with the same name most of the time.
You would have seen a lot of people with my last name in Ireland if you would have seen up there.
I went to a bar called McGowan's.
I know. Yeah, there's a whole lot of them there.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
The Gowans live, I think, in Scotland, and then they Mick Gowan. I have no idea.
Yeah. I've seen some things about the history of my family and some of my relatives. There's some families that are
feuding.
A fussing and a feuding. but there's a lot of history. You can find about the different clans of Ireland.
So I don't remember if I told this story on here. So when I was in Ireland, I got a print off of like the family history behind the surname Robinson.
Yeah.
And so I was gonna get one, and one of the like super touristy stores had of like flip through them, and it's a poster, and you can buy a frame for it or whatever, because it's just an 8.5 by 11. So I was looking at it, and it says like it has a family tree, it has this, and I'm like, that's dope for like $18. I'm gonna get that. And they were out of the Robinson, so I didn't even look at what was included in any of it. So I find another store like a couple hours later, and they had a Robinson, so I'm like, okay, cool. So I read it, and it's like a super short description, because I had already bought one at like a full-size poster.
Yeah.
That they had printed off. That had a lot of information on it. So this 8.5 by 11 has barely any information. And you turn it over to see the family tree. It's a fucking blank family tree for you to fill out. I'm like, how does that help me? And why are you listing that it has a family tree if it's a blank family tree for me to fill in?
Yeah,
that's not how this should work.
Family branch.
Like a DIY family tree, like you could call it anything.
You would have to do a lot of research to be able to get a family tree done, yeah.
'Cause I think I've found up to my dad's grandpa, and that's when they came over on a boat from England, but anybody that came here came on a boat from England, from Europe, pretty much.
Yeah.
So I don't know how to find before that of like when family went from Ireland, Scotland, England, wherever to England to come here to figure out further back. I have no idea.
See, my sister did some kind of family tree thing, and it's not like you see like when people show a family tree and they show a tree and then they show the different branches of different people.
Ginormously.
No, this she's got it's like a book.
Yeah. It's
a whole lot of pages of things to read, and I'm like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
They don't know about me. I don't need to know about them.
That's the spirit.
I think she got both sides of the family, my mom's side and my dad's side. My dad's side would be the one that'd be mostly from Ireland.
I would imagine that, since that's your last name.
Yeah. And then my mom's side would be Germany and Sweden.
My mom's side is German as well.
And we're not bad people. Some bad things happened, but we weren't there.
You're not allowed to say that, Mike. We weren't there.
I've never lived in Germany.
No, that's not the point.
I wasn't there during World War II.
We weren't here during anything either.
Yeah. Not allowed to say a lot of things.
Exactly.
But I say them.
I also have a note. You know all the like the random treasure maps that people have made over the years, of like the guy in Colorado that made like, I think he deposited gold in like, I think it was like 10 different areas around the Rockies, and now I think it's like $2 million worth of gold in every location, but only like 2 of them have been found.
Well, let's go.
So that one, I think there's a novel, and the guy that wrote the novel is who did the treasure hiding.
Yeah.
And the clues are all in the novel.
All right, get the novel.
And then
We'll head to Colorado. We'll order some shrooms and we'll find some. Find some gold.
There's a couple other ones that I think are, I don't know if it's like the Mississippi or there. I think there's like 5 or 6 across the nation of up to probably like a total of around $30 million in treasure that's still buried, hidden, waiting for people to find it because nobody can figure out clues.
Well, if there's any in the Reno area and we find it, let's go ahead and not tell them that we found it. I don't want to pay taxes on it.
I mean, at a certain point, you have to.
I know.
Because you can't just...
You have to turn it to currency. It's not like the old days when you just go pay for something with a nugget.
Yeah. I mean, you can... There's ways around a lot of that.
Yeah.
But I mean, even if you found stacks of cash, there's only so much you can do before it draws...
Attention.
Suspicion and attention.
Yeah.
Of why have you been paying... Like, you stopped using your bank account 8 years ago.
Well, that's when you have to figure out how to launder it.
I mean, you know... You would pay just about as much, I think, in laundering. I don't know anything about laundering.
It depends on how, and the thing is, like, you could go to a casino and go, yeah, I did really well, but you have to do less than $10,000
per visit.
Well, not just per visit. It has to be less than $10,000 in a gambling day. It's not 12 to 12.
Yeah.
They don't tell you when, but like if you're seeing cash in this money twice, even at the same property, I mean, not the same location, but one of the other properties, it flags things.
Yeah, but I mean, even so, if you walk into a casino with 20,000 cash and start gambling, I don't think that raises a lot of questions.
No, but once you go and try to cash in those chips, that raises questions.
That doesn't make sense.
Yeah. Anything over 10,000 in a day.
Right, but I came and dropped 20 grand to get chips. Why doesn't that raise questions also?
I don't know. Because it's a money laundering thing. They won't.
It's fucking stupid.
We had to go through a whole training course on it.
I mean, if you take in 20 grand and then you happen to hit something massive, and maybe then you have a reason to spend cash for that for a long time.
Yeah.
Before you have to start. But like, how much would a finding tax be? Is it just like regular 25%, 30%?
Probably.
Shit?
Something like that.
That's not horrible. I feel like if movies and TV shows, because I definitely don't know anything about money laundering, going off of what movies and TV shows have taught me, it can be like 20 to 50%.
You can have 30 cents on the dollar.
Yeah. It could be a wild amount of tax.
Well, also the other thing would be is we wouldn't know who to go to money launder.
Yeah.
No, because they usually are working with people.
Nondescript.
Yeah. They don't. Below
the radar.
You don't go to Craigslist to find
off the grid.
You know, there's no category in Craigslist for a money launderer.
I feel like CIA would be able to launder it pretty well.
Yeah, but they've even got in trouble with that.
The DEA does it a lot too.
Yeah.
The DEA has been the largest drug importer to the United States for the last like 30 years.
Maybe we should ask them how to launder some money.
Fed boy that's listening to this, do me a favor. Send me a text right now. Nothing. But yeah, don't.
I don't want to start talking about federal agencies because there's one that I'm not a fan of.
Well, hopefully they'll be gone soon.
Hopefully.
We'll see.
I'll send them a going away card.
It's about to be. I think a lot of people will. Because it's about to go back to court about the pistol brace. Good. So
finally,
there's going to be a lot of stuff going on.
See, I'm confused about that whole law about that because they're talking about one for a pistol brace for a AR pistol.
Yeah.
But I have a brace of sorts for a handgun.
It's still a short barrel rifle. I don't think people, and this goes across the board.
Yeah.
Like, just like old white men shouldn't make laws about women's bodies, people that don't know how to spell gun shouldn't make fucking laws about gun, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, the semi-automatic. That's more dangerous than... No.
Most
guns are semi-automatic. Yeah. Like, this weapon of war, like, it's not... No. We're at one of the first times in history that citizens, regular citizens, cannot own what the military uses. Like, all throughout history, like, since 1776 and before, people had the same equipment that the military used.
The thing is
or better.
I could go and get a cannon tomorrow or even today.
Yeah.
But there are certain guns that they don't want me to have. But I can have a cannon.
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of fucking sense.
It does. You get like a... You know how fifth wheel hitches look in the back of trucks?
Mm-hmm.
You can, like, install rails. That's all you'd have to do is, like, you put the cannon in the back of a truck, hook it to the rails, and install a buffer spring system so that you can launch a cannon from a moving truck, and it still has the room to recoil, and then you push it back up to the front and, like, lock it in place, and then reload it, and you're good to go.
Yeah.
And then you basically have a tank.
Basically, yeah. That's where deer hunting.
Like, where's the antlers of your last deer? Just jingling a
They're around somewhere.
Jingling a bag of, like, change. It's just antler.
There you go.
Crumbs.
I got that bag hanging from my wall. But the other thing I've said this to you numerous times, like, because I was at a store and I was looking, I held a Desert Eagle in my hand. It was a 50 AA, so it's a big dog, and
big dow.
Well, the thing is that in some states, California being one of them, they want you to not be able to have any more than 10 rounds in your magazine.
Yeah.
Well, so perfect. The Desert Eagle 50 AE only holds 7 rounds, so it's safe. So I should have that. Perfect.
I think you should not make gun laws either.
It's a big bullet. That's why I can only hold 7.
Oh, I understand that.
But
yeah, no, and that's another. It's so fucking.
That'll be my open carry.
Because while magazines can be limited, there's nothing against belt fed. You can convert an AR to belt fed.
Yeah.
And then you don't have a high capacity magazine that's illegal and dangerous. You have a fucking 100-round belt.
Yeah, my shotgun, which is semi-auto, depending on the size of the shells, you could have 16 or 17 shells in it.
Yeah.
But it's no magazine. It's tube fed.
Yep.
So
and that's where the other part, and that's why, like, look at a Cali AR and how fucking awful they look.
No furniture.
You can't do anything. It has to be. Oh my god! I don't even want to think about it. You can't. You can't
do any of the cool shit on it.
Yeah, because it's scary and it.
Look at it. It looks scary.
Jesus Christ!
There are lever action rifles out there, much scarier than an AR.
Yeah, that you can almost shoot faster.
Oh yeah.
Depending on who you are.
And you can get the size of the bullets. Holy shit!
Yeah, like the right person with a lever action can shoot faster than the wrong person with a semi-auto.
Yeah. And have you seen the size of a 357 or a 44 Magnum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that's the other thing is they try to make the 223 out to be this big bad. Oh, it's so scary. A hunting round is a 30-06.
Yeah.
It's
much scarier.
Way bigger.
Yeah.
Way larger round. And it's you're gonna go hunting with these.
Yeah.
Like that's nobody has concerns about the 30-06 being used for hunting.
Yeah.
I don't
because the rifle doesn't look scary.
Yeah, it's wooden.
Yeah. But when you said people go hunting with this, it reminds me. Ever seen the movie Demolition Man?
Yep.
Edgar Friendly. The guy says, "You use these types of things against people or something like that," and he's like, "I use this to go grocery shopping."
Yeah. I love that show.
Oh yeah.
Movie. You need to pick a color. What's going on with your hair? You look like a couch.
Yeah. Yeah, Wesley Snipes is so good in that movie.
Unfortunately, that movie has basically, I don't keep calling shit shows.
At least you didn't call it a shit show.
It has basically become a prediction, just like Idiocracy.
Yeah.
Like a little bit of Idiocracy, a little bit of Demolition Man, and you basically have where we're at now.
I think it's funny in Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, there's an episode where Carlton, he's basically dressed as Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man. And they're like, and somebody says something to him. He's like, "What are you talking about? I'm Macaulay Culkin."
What?
He was like, I'm not from Demolition Man. I'm Macaulay Culkin. It's Carlton.
I understand that.
So, I mean,
I'm just trying to think of when Macaulay Culkin has done anything other than...
Well, but Fresh Prince of Bel-Air hasn't been on TV in a long time either.
Home Alone or drugs?
Might be more drugs than Home Alone.
Yeah.
But no, he did...
The Good Son. That was a really weird but good movie.
He did that, and then he did My Girl.
He also did Party Animal or Party Monster.
Yeah, that was...
Don't watch that.
Yeah, that wasn't him as a kid anymore.
No.
No, I've never seen it.
I tried. Bro.
I tried to avoid it, and I did.
It's weird.
Yeah,
because it's like him, Seth Green, and somebody else. I'm like, oh, like it might be good. I think I shut it off in like 20, 30 minutes. Like, this is fucking way too weird.
You made it further than I did. I never turned it on. I wonder, did he do the thing?
I don't remember. I blocked it from memory.
I hate how people do that when they're shocked or something. It's like he didn't do that in the movie when he was shocked. He did that when he put on aftershave.
Yeah.
It wasn't because he found out he was home alone.
Yeah.
He knew he was home alone by the time he did that part.
Well, I mean, I'm learning a lot about Mike's pet peeves, and most of them are great.
Oh, yeah.
But that being like one of the main like movie poster type scenes, yeah. It's mid-scream. Let people have it.
No. Watch the fucking movie. Use this thing called memory.
One of Mike's other favorite pet peeves, and I say favorite because he talks about it every week, is people that call the wrong day of the week.
Yeah.
Like, so, because we work not the full week. The last day we work per week is Saturday.
Yeah.
And people are like, Happy Friday, pisses Mike off.
Oh, it irritates me so much. It also irritates me when people are like, Happy Monday.
Yeah, so...
Why the fuck am I supposed to be happy on Monday?
Go ahead and leave comments on everything that says happy wrong day of the week. Do me a favor.
How am I supposed to be happy at the beginning of the week and the end of the week, but not at all in the middle?
The only time that's really bothered me, somebody asked me, today's our Thursday, right? I'm like, what? Because it was Friday night, Saturday morning, so we still had one day left of the week. And they were like, today's our Thursday, right? I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I'm like, we have one more day left. He's like, yeah, so I'm like, how do you get that out of... No. I'm like,
there was somebody that I talked to who had it broken down by parts of the day. Like the first half of one day is one day, the second half is another day.
That's one of the dumbest things I've ever heard in my life.
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I'm like, that's just too much to have to fucking think about. No.
Okay, well, if that person's listening, please break that down for me, because I would love to argue with you. And I think that's all for this week. We're going to see Andrew Schultz soon.
Yes.
That'll be fucking great.
Yes, it will.
Follow us, Facebook, Instagram, at Some Offense Intended. I still haven't looked again if anybody's bought any merchandise. We should probably look at that.
Somebody should buy some merchandise.
Buy stuff. What is it? SomeOffenseIntendedPodcast.com, and click on shop.
Yes.
I don't even remember if that's the website anymore.
That's a long name.
Yeah. We'll try to find something else.
But we
to link it to.
You've got the T-shirt. I should probably get one of the T-shirts because
I thought you had a T-shirt.
No, I got the 2 hoodies and a hat, but it's too warm to wear a hoodie.
I thought we ordered another T-shirt this
No,
last
you
time.
did. No, because I wanted to get the pullover hoodie.
We got both hoodies and my hat the first time.
Yeah.
And then we got your hat, a hoodie, and my T-shirt the second time.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, we'll have to do that. Yeah. Follow, like, share, tell people.
Subscribe.
Goodbye.